So today I'm going to be visiting two volcanoes, and I'm on my way to visit the crater of Mount Bromo, and then later I'm going to the Ijen Crater to visit some sulfur lakes and mines. It's gonna be epic, guys. And I wanted to talk to you guys about some travel photography mistakes, and frankly speaking, I've made a lot of them, so let me give you a few tips from my experience.
The first mistake is very important, but it's also very simple, and it's
just not getting out early. You want to maximize the time that you're exploring, and this also gives you a better chance of finding better locations, better compositions, and also avoiding some crowds, because those people are the ones making this mistake. So much crowds, but not you.
To show my point, let's rewind a few hours when I went out to capture the sunrise from a very popular lookout location.
Everyone's a morning person around here.
Where getting there early would pay some benefits.
Good morning from Indonesia, and I'm currently watching the beautiful sunrise from Mount Bromo. Rode like a 4x4 Jeep a while ago. Very bumpy ride. Came here very early because it's a very popular sunrise spot. This is probably Indonesia's most popular volcano because it's quite easy to get to, even though there's like some hiking involved. It takes like 5 minutes from the drop-off point from the Jeep. Yeah, you can see hundreds of people here in the viewing point.
Because I arrived 2 hours before sunrise, I was able to set up with a front row view along with other photographers. This allowed me to focus on the optimal compositions and got away some stunning photos as the conditions were extremely magical. A soft looking sky with colors from the sunrise and thin cloud layers, the impressive landscapes and textures around the terrain providing some contrast, and the circling smoke from the volcano adding some more fairy tale-like atmosphere. Truly magical. But don't let this get to your head, as it may lead to a false mindset.
The one mistake that I used to make is that I thought that good photos only come from the golden hours, and I missed a lot of opportunities because I thought I wouldn't be able to take nice photos with harsh lighting. And I realized that because back when I was here in 2019 in the Bromo crater, I didn't take any photos at all, and that was such a shame because it's not every day that you're going to be visiting a volcano crater. And at the time I thought the harsh lighting was too much and I would just wouldn't take away any nice photos. So let's try to change that today and find some compositions.
Finding compositions in this harsh light was indeed a challenge. The clear blue sky appeared dull and shadow details were too dark. But some interesting frames may emerge if you just look closely and work with what you're provided. I tried to exclude the sky as it wasn't an interesting element, but the deep contrast from the harsh light exaggerated the landscape and appeared decent.
Quite exhausted now. I haven't had breakfast at all, so no sustenance so far. Maybe I should have hired those horses to carry me around. Should I have?
We now exit the Bromo area and take a long 5-hour drive to our next destination. So before we arrive, maybe you can like and subscribe if you're enjoying the journey.
Finally able to freshen up and take a shower. I was already feeling like I was a dirty boy. And before I take you around with me, I wanted to share with you additional travel photography mistake. And this is going to be more of a mindset mistake, thinking that just because you're going to be in a beautiful location, you're always going to take away with a nice photo. Not unless you put in the work and the thought process behind it. So there were a lot of times in the past where I traveled to beautiful locations like Switzerland and Iceland, and I just got caught up with the moment of seeing those grand, majestic landscapes. And I just pointed my camera at the view and then snap a photo without thinking about the compositions. And looking back, I'm quite disappointed with a lot of the shots that I took, and I know I could have done a lot better in terms of taking away better photos at the time. So key takeaway, a good view isn't always going to be a nice photo. And the next mistake is going to be not thinking about the distractions that you're adding in the frame. So I'm going to share with you some photos that I took from the Mount Bromo area in 2019. I don't know what I was thinking at the time, but these are horrible photos. So the key takeaway here is trees are not always your friends, and you need to pay attention into what you're adding in the frame and make sure that they are complementing each other rather than distracting your attention away from what you're trying to photograph.
Now we are ready to take more photos and head off on another hike to an East Java highlight.
2-hour hike to Ijen Crater. Very dark right now, and then this is my guide Sukron.
But well, if you're not prepared, you can always call this mountain taxi. But where's the fun in that?
More than halfway through the hike, already started to smell the sulfur, and resting in this tiny cafeteria. One of the more challenging hikes I've been to, definitely not for beginners. So right now I'm violating violating two of my travel photography mistakes. So one point I want to make is when you're already out, just always have your camera out. Don't put it in your backpack because you might be missing a lot of the key moments. But I'm violating that right now because I woke up a little bit late and I need to rush to find the spot first. So because taking out your camera from your backpack takes a lot of time, you might miss a lot of crucial moments when there are sudden changes in your environment, like there's some fleeting moment of beautiful light. But in wildlife photography, you might miss some certain actions. So that's why it pays to always have your camera ready when you're out. And that's why I really like that peak design capture clip where I can just clip my camera onto my backpack strap. It takes like literally seconds to unhinge it and then find the specific shots. So key takeaway, when you're already out, just stick it out. So this is just a really nice view. Like I can see the wide Sulphur Lake. So I'm taking a panorama right now because the 24mm is not wide enough, and it's just really nice. Hopefully the panorama stitches together, and I still have the golden hour at the back, so it's giving us some flattering tones in the landscape.
The panorama did stitch and the results are just as pleasing as I expected. But what really blew me away were these drone shots giving the bird's eye view of the entire landscape, and I am free to compose with no obstructions and positioning the light such that it illuminated some more contrast in the landscape. Absolutely stunning.
We are going down to explore some of the mines here in Ijen Crater. Looks steep.
When you're out doing photography or traveling in general, don't get too caught up about taking the photos and always prioritize the experience and appreciate what is in front of the camera. Immerse yourself and collect memories of the special moment. So here I am savoring an amazing moment.
Sokran is helping me carry my backpack because it's very steep up there. He does this every day. I don't know how he does it. He's like...
It is a to climb up one day.
Crazy strong guy. So combining all of those tips I mentioned a while ago will give you more opportunities in finding those crucial and special moments to photograph. But one final travel photography mistake I see people do all the time is not understanding the interaction between the three key ingredients in photography, which is the subject, composition, and lighting. And if you want to understand more, click on this video where I explain to you in more detail. So I'll see you there. Thanks for watching.